struggling, haven't you? Pushing, forcing, carrying burdens that seem heavier with each passing day. And yet, the harder you strive, the further peace drifts from your reach. But there is a profound truth, one far greater than effort, greater than struggle, greater than all the relentless striving of humankind. Joseph Murphy dedicated his life to revealing this truth. When you stop wrestling with life, when you stop resisting its flow, the current of divine order guides you exactly where you are meant to be. His words were never meant to stir temporary excitement, but to awaken the weary heart, showing that the law operates most powerfully when you release control. Those who listened to him did not leave with heavier burdens, they left lighter. For Murphy understood this: when you let go, life takes hold. When you stop chasing, what you seek begins moving toward you. He spoke to quiet the noise of doubt, to relieve the exhausted, and to guide the soul into that inner sanctuary where miracles unfold effortlessly. And now, here you are, not by accident, not by chance. You have arrived at this moment because the words ahead are not mere theory, they are living law. They have healed broken bodies, restored shattered lives, and renewed weary minds. They endured beyond the man himself because they belong to something eternal, a law that never fails, never tires, and never sleeps. Pause. Breathe. Lay down the weight of tomorrow. Release the shadows of yesterday. Step into this moment as if entering a sacred hall. The words you are about to hear will not urge you to struggle harder, they will invite you to release and allow life to work for you. Prepare your heart, quiet your mind. Once you receive this truth, you will never be the same again. Now let Joseph Murphy's words sink deeply into your being, and witness what unfolds when you do nothing and miracles begin to fall into place. What if the greatest miracles of your life are not waiting for your effort, but your surrender? What if all you have been straining, fighting, and praying for with clenched fists has been withheld only because you could not let go? Tonight, consider a truth so radical, so liberating. It may overturn everything you've been taught about life. You do not make miracles happen. They happen when you stop trying to control them. The moment you release fear, the moment you cease forcing outcomes, the moment you allow the infinite to move, life arranges itself with precision beyond anything you could orchestrate. Truly do nothing, and watch divine intelligence establish its miraculous order. Your subconscious mind is always at work, silently, tirelessly, weaving tomorrow from the thoughts you impress upon it today. It does not require your struggle, strain, or worry. In fact, the more you struggle, the more you reinforce fear and lack, and the more it manifests. But when you step back and affirm that all is handled, the subconscious accepts this and begins to align events in your favor. It is paradoxical, yet certain: when you stop pushing, the river flows. When you stop grasping, the gift is placed in your hand. This is the secret that baffles the restless and rewards the surrendered. Miracles are the natural outcome of harmony between your conscious word and your subconscious faith. Consider the farmer who plants a seed. Once it is in the soil, does he dig it up each day to check on it? Does he pull its roots to make it grow faster? No. He trusts the law of growth, knowing the harvest is inevitable. But many of you plant the seed of prayer only to undermine it with doubt. You declare abundance, then panic at your bills. You affirm health, then replay symptoms with fear. The subconscious receives the contradiction, producing confusion. But when you affirm once and rest in trust, when you deeply impress the truth and refuse to disturb it, the subconscious works unfailingly. Do nothing, and the law works. Strain nothing, and the miracle unfolds. The farmer trusts the soil, why not trust the infinite? A man once came to me, frantic over his business. "Doctor, I pray, I affirm, I work, but nothing changes," he said. His tone revealed the truth. He was begging, pleading, straining, I told him, "You're like a man shouting at the sun to rise faster. Stop shouting and let the law operate." I gave him this affirmation: "Infinite intelligence manages my affairs in divine order. I rest in perfect trust." He repeated it quietly, especially before sleep, and let go entirely. Weeks later, he returned with radiant eyes. New contracts arrived, debts were cleared, harmony was restored. "It feels as though the moment I stopped fighting, everything aligned," he said. And it did. Not the world changed, only the seed he had planted and impressed. When the subconscious is left undisturbed, it faithfully carries out the impressions you place upon it. This is crucial to understand. Miracles are not violations of law, they are its fulfillment. By releasing fear, you allow the natural law of life to operate freely. When you stop struggling, the infinite steps in to coordinate every detail. That is why I emphasize, stop interfering with the divine process. Stop pushing, stop resisting, stop demanding. Plant the seed with faith, then rest. Let the subconscious do its work. It never sleeps, argues, or doubts. It simply executes the impressions you leave. If the impression you give it is one of trust, peace, and expectancy, then your life will naturally reflect these qualities. Doing nothing does not mean laziness or weakness. It means ending the inner battle. It means aligning with divine order rather than opposing it. It means no longer undermining your subconscious with doubt after affirming with faith. It means declaring it done and resting in that assurance. True power is not found in frantic effort. It resides in calm, unwavering conviction. The subconscious responds to certainty, not strain. When you speak with quiet authority and impress it with firm faith, the law moves swiftly. To do nothing after impressing your subconscious is the highest demonstration of faith. It says, "I trust the seed will grow. I trust the law will act. I trust the infinite cannot fail." Scripture reinforces this truth. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Not running, not panicking, not grasping, simply standing still allows the way to open. Another passage says, "Be still and know that I am God." Why stillness? Because in stillness, the conscious mind ceases to interfere, allowing the subconscious to unite with the infinite. Often, our frantic efforts are the very obstacles to our blessings. Restless meddling disrupts the soil, constant checking disturbs the seed. In stillness, the subconscious works with uninterrupted power. In stillness, miracles take root. Be still and watch life align in your favor. Consider a river clogged with debris. The water struggles, pools, overflows. It cannot flow freely. This is like life when we insist on controlling every detail or worrying about every outcome. Remove the debris, fear, doubt, resentment, and the river flows effortlessly. Doing nothing means clearing the channel, removing obstructions, and allowing the current of infinite intelligence to carry you. You do not need to direct the river. It knows its course. You do not need to force the flow. It moves naturally. Your task is only to remove what blocks it. The rest happens automatically. Let tonight's truth settle in your heart with a simple decree. Whisper it, write it, repeat it until your subconscious accepts it as law. I am guided by infinite intelligence. I let go and trust divine order. Miracles flow to me effortlessly. Say it with conviction. I am guided by infinite intelligence. I let go and trust divine order. Miracles flow to me effortlessly. This is not wishful thinking. It is the law of belief. What you impress tonight will manifest tomorrow. Do nothing and watch miracles unfold. When you let go, you affirm a life that trusts its higher order. You stop treating the infinite as if it hesitates or refuses to bless. Instead, you recognize the blessing has been waiting for you to release resistance. Many live as beggars before an open treasury, pleading for coins, while abundance waits within. The vault does not open to anxious hands, it opens to calm conviction, trust, and the soul that declares, "I know it is mine now." Doing nothing out of fear changes nothing. Doing nothing in faith changes everything. Doing nothing is not inaction. It is the highest form of activity, aligning you with the unceasing flow of divine intelligence. Think of your subconscious as fertile soil and your affirmations as seeds. The soil doesn't need force or loud insistence. It only requires trust, the patience to leave the seed undisturbed and to nurture it with quiet expectation. A wise farmer knows that while the night falls, roots are forming unseen beneath the surface, preparing for a future harvest. He does not dig up the soil each morning to check progress, yet many of us do just that. We plant faith by day, then uproot it with doubt at night. That is why results are delayed. If you simply plant the seed and let it be, the harvest would arrive naturally and quickly. So I ask you tonight, will you leave the seed in peace? Will you trust the soil of your subconscious to perform its perfect work? A woman once told me she prayed for health, but constantly spoke of her illness. She asked for strength, yet focused daily on weakness. I told her, your lips speak one thing, but your heart affirms another. Your subconscious listens to the heart, not the words. I gave her a simple practice before sleep. She was to declare, I am whole. Divine health flows through me. Every cell vibrates with life. She would say it once, truly feel it, and then release it. Within weeks, her health improved, not from frantic effort, but because she stopped resisting the law and began trusting it. This is the miracle of doing nothing. When you release the burden, the law works freely. Miracles are not born from struggle, they come from surrender. A miracle is life aligning with the belief impressed upon your subconscious. This alignment doesn't need anxious effort. It requires steady faith. If you imagine wealth and then panic over bills, you block its flow. If you affirm love but dwell on loneliness, you choke the seed. But if you affirm once and rest in peace, life quietly arranges circumstances, unseen, opening doors, shifting hearts, and providing for you. It seems miraculous only because the process is hidden, but it follows law as certain as sunrise. The conscious mind always wants to interfere, to measure, calculate, and demand. How will it happen? When will it happen? Each question digs up the seed. The subconscious doesn't need calculations, it needs conviction. Think of the conscious mind as a watchman at the gate. Once the order is given, the watchman must step aside. If your subconscious holds the vision of your desire, your task is simple: stand still, rest, and allow. The infinite will handle the how and the when. Say quietly, I don't need to know how, I only need to know it is done. This is the language of faith, the master key to the subconscious. Life operates by a law of non-resistance. Water flows around boulders without struggle. Rivers carve canyons not through force, but through persistence and flow. Your faith must operate the same way. Do not resist conditions with anxiety. Do not battle the outer world with fear. Flow around obstacles with calm conviction. Say, this problem is divinely handled. I release it. Divine order governs it. Each time you do, the subconscious registers victory, not struggle, and life arranges the outcome for you. Resistance breeds resistance, surrender breeds solution. Do nothing in fear, and the boulder remains. Do nothing in faith, and the water carves a path. A man once said, Doctor, I cannot find work. I apply everywhere, yet doors keep closing. I asked, what do you tell yourself? He replied, I always expect rejection. They won't choose me. His subconscious followed that expectation, and every door closed. I gave him a new practice. Each night before sleep, he would declare, infinite intelligence opens the perfect door for me. Divine order governs my work. I am already accepted. Then he stopped frantic searching and waited in peace. He followed the guidance. Soon after, without forcing anything, he was offered a position far better than those he had been chasing. The true miracle appeared when he stopped the pursuit entirely. He planted the seed and simply trusted, I want you to feel this truth deeply. The law does not need your effort. It only requires your cooperation. Cooperation is not struggle. It is creating an impression and then letting go. Plant, then rest. Affirm, then trust. Command, then remain still. You cannot rush a harvest by pulling at the seedling. It only harms it. But you can accelerate the outcome by consistently feeding your subconscious with images of peace, abundance, and harmony, allowing the infinite to handle the details. Trust is faster than force. Faith is stronger than strength. Stillness outweighs panic. The moment you let go, you make space for the miracle. Let us embed this principle in your heart through affirmation. Say it aloud. Write it if possible. Whisper it until your subconscious accepts it as truth. I let go and trust divine order. Infinite intelligence handles every detail of my life. Miracles flow to me as I rest in faith. Repeat it slowly. I let go and trust divine order. Infinite intelligence handles every detail of my life. Miracles flow to me as I rest in faith. Let this truth sink in. This is the secret. After planting the seed and releasing it, do nothing else. Watch as the unseen hands of the infinite arrange all things in your favor. A power works for you that does not require permission, only direction. It never rests, argues, or delays. It simply executes. This is your subconscious united with the infinite, always obeying the last impression you gave it. Yet many of you give a command of faith and immediately cancel it with fear. You say, I am healed, then whisper, but what if it worsens? You declare, then sigh, I see no way. The subconscious hears both but obeys the dominant impression, which is usually fear. Miracles appear delayed, not because the law is weak, but because you are contradictory. The moment you impress a single, clear intention and release it, the contradiction ends and the law moves swiftly. A woman came to me suffering from insomnia. She had tried everything, yet nothing worked. I asked what she did before sleep. She said, I lie awake telling myself I will never rest. That nightly command ruled her subconscious and rest fled. I instructed her, tonight, whisper calmly, I sleep in peace. Divine love unfolds me. My body rests, my mind is still. Say it once, believe it, and then let it go. Do nothing more. Days later, she returned transformed. Sleep had returned, not through effort but surrender. By ceasing the struggle, her subconscious expressed the new impression. Doing nothing requires courage. It is stepping back and letting infinite intelligence manage what you cannot. It is saying, this problem is not mine to carry. The solution is already at work. Too often we cling to burdens, believing fear protects us. But fear is a false guard. The moment we release, true power moves. A businessman drowning in debt was advised to release worry nightly, saying, infinite supply sustains me. Divine order balances my accounts. At first he resisted, but gradually he practiced faithfully. He stopped pacing and fearing and began resting. Within months, unexpected resources appeared and his debt dissolved. His miracle arrived the day he stopped struggling and began trusting. Remember, the subconscious is impartial. It does not judge whether a request is noble or trivial. It simply manifests what you impress. Impress fear, and you create fear. Impress peace, and you create peace. This impartiality is both your greatest risk and your greatest gift. Idle words of despair harm you, but words of faith obeyed by the subconscious bring transformation. The Lord does not choose for you, you must choose. The choice is always between fear and faith, doubt and trust, struggle and surrender. Scripture says, the Lord will fight for you. You shall hold your peace. That is the essence of doing nothing. Holding your peace is the highest act of faith. It means leaving the burden on the altar of the infinite and refusing to pick it up again. When you hold your peace, you stop disturbing the soil of the subconscious, allowing the law to work freely. This is why miracles often come when least expected, because you finally stopped interfering. A young musician once suffered crippling stage fright. Before performances, he rehearsed failure in his mind. His subconscious obeyed and failure appeared. I told him, stop rehearsing defeat. Begin affirming, I am calm, I am confident. Divine expression flows through me. Say it before stepping on stage. Then let go, do nothing but perform. He obeyed and fear vanished. The secret was not trying harder, but releasing control. By impressing success and doing nothing, his subconscious expressed it flawlessly. Understand this, the law is never mocked. Whatever you impress will manifest. Persist in fear, and fear is harvested. Persist in faith, and faith is harvested. The soil does not question why weeds are planted, it grows them. But it grows roses with equal fidelity. Tonight, every thought, word, and feeling you plant is a seed. Ask yourself, what am I planting, and do I have the courage to let it grow undisturbed? The harvest is certain. The only question is which seed you will allow to flourish. Doing nothing is not laziness, it is mastery. It is faith in action. It is trusting that the infinite moves when you step aside. Faith so strong that it requires no proof, no panic, and no interference is a quiet confidence that says, my life is guided by divine order, and all is well. When this conviction is firmly impressed upon the mind, miracles naturally follow. They are never late. They are merely waiting for you to stop disrupting their flow. Tonight, release your struggle, plant the seed, rest in trust, and observe life responding with precision. Seal this lesson with an affirmation. Repeat after me, I am calm, I am guided, I am supplied, I release control and trust divine order. Miracles unfold in my life effortlessly. Write it, whisper it, repeat it until your subconscious accepts it, then do nothing more. Leave it there. The law has heard, and the law will answer. What is impressed will be expressed, and nothing can stop the harvest once the seed is planted. When you try to control every outcome, you signal to your subconscious that chaos rules and fear is stronger than fate. The harder you grasp, the more it slips away, the more you demand, the further it retreats. But when you release, when you tell yourself, I trust the law of life to work for me, a profound shift occurs. Your subconscious embraces peace as its instruction, and life begins to mirror that peace back to you. This is the essence of doing nothing. It is not inactivity, it is inner mastery. It is refusing to let panic guide you, refusing to let doubt command you, and instead choosing the stillness of faith. This stillness is not weakness, it is power at rest. And power at rest is unshakable. A woman once came to me, burdened with constant worry about her children. She hovered, fretted, and prayed desperately, but nothing improved. I told her, your anxiety is your prayer, and it is being answered. You are impressing your subconscious with fear, and life reflects that fear. She asked, should I stop praying? I said, stop worrying and start trusting. Instead, say, divine love watches over my children. They are guided, protected, and prosper wherever they go. Declare it once, believe it, and release it. Then do nothing. She practiced this, and gradually her home filled with peace. The children thrived, not because of her frantic grip, but because she had released them into the divine order. The miracle happened when she did nothing but trust. Doing nothing means stopping the argument with appearances. The conscious mind screams, look at the evidence, the lack, the sickness. But the subconscious does not heed evidence, it responds to conviction. If you yield to appearances, you feed fear into the subconscious, and fear manifests. But if you calmly affirm, I am supplied, I am healed, I am safe, and rest in that belief, the subconscious receives the impression and expresses it regardless of appearances. Appearances reflect past conditions, belief creates future conditions. When you do nothing, you refuse to bow to illusion and choose to stand on the unseen law. The unseen law, once impressed, always becomes seen. As a verse says, according to your faith, be it unto you, not according to your labor, not according to your begging, but according to your faith. Faith is the calm certainty that the seed you planted will grow. Faith is what remains after prayer, trusting the Lord to act. Faith is the highest form of action because it places the infinite in charge. The fearful rush, manipulate, force, and fail. The faithful plant, trust, wait, and succeed. The difference lies not in effort, but in conviction. The law responds equally to both. The fearful reap fear, the faithful reap peace. So I ask you, what are you harvesting? And if you do not like it, are you willing tonight to plant differently? Think of your subconscious as the crew of a great ship and your conscious mind as the captain. The captain gives the order and then trusts the crew to execute it. He does not run to the engine room, pull the levers, or disturb the process. He gives one clear instruction with authority and the ship moves. If the captain panics and gives conflicting commands, the ship goes astray. So it is with you. Give your subconscious one clear order in faith, then rest. Say, I am guided, I am supplied, I am at peace. Speak it once with conviction and then do nothing. Your subconscious, united with infinite intelligence, knows the way. Do not disturb it with fear. Stand still and let the ship sail. A man once told me he had prayed for love, but only loneliness came. I asked how he felt about himself. He replied, I always feel unwanted. I told him that this was the command he was giving his subconscious, and it obeyed perfectly. I offered a new affirmation, I am loved, I am cherished. Divine love flows through me and attracts harmony. He was to say it quietly before sleep, trusting it to take root. Believe it once, then release it. Over time, loneliness faded and love naturally entered his life. The miracle was never forced, it was allowed. It arrived when he stopped pleading for love and simply began to believe in it. The key was doing nothing. Doing nothing freed the subconscious to work without contradiction. Doing nothing does not mean neglecting responsibilities. It means refusing to live in inattention. You still rise, you still act, and you still engage with the world, but from a place of calm confidence, not anxious restlessness. You do not carry your burdens with you, you release them to the infinite and move forward unencumbered. Here lies the paradox. When you let go, you act with greater wisdom, strength, and effectiveness because your mind is clear. Doing nothing is not avoidance, it is alignment. Alignment delivers results faster than anxiety ever could. You might ask, what if I let go and nothing happens? Yet something always happens. The law cannot fail. Whatever is impressed upon the subconscious must be expressed. If you feel nothing, it is because you have impressed nothing. If you feel conflict, it is because you have impressed conflict. But if you impress peace, peace manifests. If you impress abundance, abundance appears. If you impress love, love shows itself. The timing may vary, but the law is unwavering. The seed never fails, it grows in its own season. Your role is not to control the season, but to plant the seed and wait with faith. The infinite knows the timing, trust it. Now, let us engrave this law into the subconscious with a living decree. Say it quietly with calm confidence. I release the struggle. I trust divine order. Infinite intelligence carries me now. Miracles unfold as I rest in peace. Write it, whisper it, sink deeply. Tonight you plant the seed, and the seed cannot fail. Do nothing after this and watch life bring the harvest in ways you cannot imagine. A man once told me he prayed endlessly for prosperity, yet the more he prayed, the poorer he became. I asked what words he used. He said, I always ask, Lord, why don't you bless me? His prayer itself confessed lack. His subconscious, hearing the dominant emotion, produced more lack. I advised him to stop begging. Instead, he should declare each night, I am one with divine abundance. Infinite supply flows to me freely and endlessly. I prosper now. Say it once, believe it, then stop. He followed this guidance, and soon unexpected opportunities opened. His life transformed. The shift wasn't in effort, it was in impression. He moved from pleading to trusting, from struggle to surrender. This is the essence of doing nothing. Every miracle begins in the silent belief long before it manifests in the world. The biggest mistake people make is assuming frantic activity produces results. Restless striving is not the cause, it reflects doubt. The real cause is the impression stamped on the subconscious, and that impression is sealed in stillness, not noise. The law does not require struggle, it requires surrender. When you do nothing after impressing faith, you signal the infinite that you trust completely, and the infinite responds with precision. This is why the quiet soul sees miracles, while the restless soul sees only delay. A woman once shared her longing for companionship but only experienced disappointment. I asked her what she told herself at night. She said, "I always think no one could ever love me." That belief commanded her subconscious, and it obeyed faithfully. I gave her a new practice. Before sleep, declare, "I am surrounded by love. Divine harmony governs my relationships. I am cherished and wanted." Say it once with conviction, then release it. Over time, her world transformed. Love arrived, not because she chased it, but because she stopped contradicting herself with fear. Doing nothing allows the subconscious to bring the right person or situation into your life. The subconscious acts as a perfect mirror, reflecting not your wishes but your true beliefs. If you claim to want abundance but feel unworthy, it reflects unworthiness. If you seek healing but fear illness, it reflects disease. Doing nothing means choosing not to feed fear, not to rehearse doubt, and not to pick up burdens you have already set down. It is the discipline of resting in truth. Rest itself is the ultimate act of faith. When you rest, you declare, "I trust that the seed is growing. I know the law is in action. I know the infinite has already responded." When you plant a seed, you do not stay awake worrying if it will grow. You trust the soil is faithful, the law is faithful, and the seed will sprout. Yet many pray as though the law could fail. They plead, repeat, and panic, disturbing the soil with anxiety. This is why results often seem delayed. The subconscious is perfectly reliable. It never forgets, delays, or argues. It expresses exactly what is impressed upon it. Your role is simply to plant and then release. Plant faith, not fear. Plant abundance, not scarcity. Plant love, not resentment. Then do nothing but wait. The law cannot fail. This principle is simple yet often overlooked. Many believe miracles must be earned through effort, struggle, or force. Life's law is not influenced by labor, it responds to belief. Belief is strongest when calm, steady, and unwavering. Doing nothing is not weakness, it is confidence. It is standing firm in your faith, refusing to panic or grasp, trusting that the law is working and will prove itself in your life. A businessman once admitted his greatest fear was losing everything. He affirmed prosperity, but spent nights imagining disaster. His subconscious obeyed the dominant picture, and disaster followed. I advised him to reverse the image, see himself as safe, supplied, and successful. Each time fear appeared, calmly replace it with, "I am divinely protected, I am fully supplied, my affairs are in perfect order." Then release it. Trust. Over time, his fear faded, his situation stabilized, and prosperity returned. The miracle arrived not by fighting fear, but by withdrawing attention from it. Stop watering weeds and roses grow. Doing nothing also cures impatience. Impatience is fear in disguise, the fear that the law will fail. But the law cannot fail. Just as water flows naturally to the sea and the sun rises daily, the subconscious faithfully expresses what is impressed upon it. Delay does not equal denial, it only means the seed is still germinating. Trust the process, hold your peace, and let the infinite manage the unseen. Impatience does not speed the harvest, it disturbs it. Rest is the shortest path to manifestation, and stillness is the fastest route to miracles. Now, plant this truth within yourself. Repeat and let it sink into your subconscious. I rest in divine order. I release fear and doubt. Infinite supply sustains me, infinite love surrounds me, infinite intelligence guides me, miracles unfold as I stand still. Write it, whisper it, believe it. What is impressed today will be expressed tomorrow. Do nothing further and watch the unseen power arrange your life more perfectly than you could plan. The universe does not reward frantic minds, but surrendered hearts. When you strain or grasp, you signal to your subconscious that you do not trust the law. It faithfully reflects the tension. When you release and rest in quiet conviction, you are declaring, I know the law works. I know the infinite cannot fail. That is when miraculous alignment begins. This explains why some achieve so much with little visible effort, while others labor endlessly with little result. The difference is not talent or luck but trust. Some have mastered doing nothing after impressing faith. Others disrupt the process with fear. A man once shared that he suffered crippling anxiety each night about his future. I go to bed with knots in my stomach, rehearsing every failure, he said. His subconscious absorbed these fears and reflected them in his days. I told him, before sleeping, change the record. Instead of rehearsing failure, impress success. Calmly say, I rest in divine peace. Tomorrow unfolds in perfect order. Infinite wisdom goes before me and clears the path. Say it once, feel it, and then do nothing more. Let the subconscious carry the burden. He practiced this, and over time the anxiety lifted, opportunities emerged, and his life mirrored his new conviction. The miracle came not through effort, but through stillness. Doing nothing is a disciplined act. It is the refusal to allow doubt to return once faith has spoken. It is standing firmly at the gate of your mind and declaring, I have planted this seed, and I will not disturb it. It replaces every murmur of fear with a quiet affirmation of peace. This is not passivity, it is mastery. The weak react to appearances, but the strong rest in truth. Truth does not need defending, it only needs belief. When you stand in faith, appearances must yield to the conviction within you. The subconscious always manifests what is impressed upon it. Consider Caruso, the great tenor, gripped by fear before a performance. His throat tightened, his body trembled, and his conscious mind screamed, You cannot do it! Yet he spoke once with authority to his subconscious, Caruso, go out and sing. He gave the command and let go. The fear vanished, and the voice of genius emerged. This is the pattern for you. Speak once with faith, then stop speaking. Issue the command with conviction and simply allow it to manifest. The subconscious obeys. It does not argue, it acts. Miracles appear the moment you refuse to interfere with doubt. A woman once came to me weighed down by guilt. She said, I pray, but I cannot stop punishing myself for past mistakes. I told her, your prayer is tainted by self-condemnation. You ask for healing while impressing guilt on your subconscious. Release it. Affirm instead, divine love forgives and frees me. I am clean, I am new. I am whole. She said it once with feeling and then released it. Peace flowed into her soul. The past lost its hold, and her future opened like a spring garden. The miracle came, not through force, but because she stopped rehearsing old impressions. She planted forgiveness and left it to bloom. You must learn to release the how. The conscious mind wants the mechanism, the timeline, the steps. The subconscious requires only your belief. When you say, I do not know how, but I know it is done, you place the infinite in charge. The infinite has countless channels. What appears as coincidence is the subconscious arranging the unseen. Your role is believing, not engineering. Plant the seed, rest in trust, and let the infinite handle the harvest. Doing nothing is the highest expression of faith. Declaring, I trust that the unseen is already moving in my favor. Do not be fooled by delays. A seed does not sprout immediately, it germinates silently in darkness. Likewise, your prayers begin working the moment you impress the subconscious. You may not see it, but it is happening. Disturb the soil, and the sprout may never appear. Wait in peace and trust, and the first shoot will emerge, followed by the harvest. The law never fails, and it is never late. Doing nothing simply protects your seed from impatience. Guard against negative suggestions from others. The world is full of voices declaring fear, scarcity, and failure. If you allow them in, they plant weeds in your subconscious, but you have the power to reject them. When someone says you cannot, silently affirm, infinite intelligence can. When someone says it is impossible, affirm within, with God, all things are possible. This way you impress only truth and allow it to grow. Doing nothing after this means you stop arguing with the world. You let your inner decree stand, and the impartial law expresses it. Now, seal this truth within you through affirmation. I rest in faith. I release the how and the when. Infinite intelligence always knows the way, and I choose to trust it now. Miracles unfold quietly, and I receive them in calm acceptance. Write it, whisper it, let it sink deep. What you impress tonight will manifest tomorrow. Do nothing more. Trust the law, and it will never fail you. Every fear you feed becomes a command to your subconscious. Every worry you dwell on is a blueprint handed to the silent builder within. The builder does not pause to question your intent, it simply constructs. This is why so many live in homes built from dread, walking daily through rooms shaped by their own anxious thoughts. Tonight, you are learning a different approach. You are learning to dismiss fear, starve worry, impress peace, and then step back in trust. Miracles do not arrive through force, they arrive when you stop interfering. Do nothing, and the builder completes the house according to the highest plan. A man once came to me, convinced his health was beyond repair. Doctors had told him his days were numbered, and each night he rehearsed death in his mind. His subconscious obeyed, hastening his decline. I told him, stop repeating the lie. Begin affirming the healing presence of God flows through me. Every cell is alive with divine vitality. I am whole now. Impress it once with conviction, then step back. He followed this guidance. Over time, his strength returned, his body renewed itself, and the shadow of death lifted. Healing did not come through effort, but through surrender. He stopped rehearsing the end and rested in life. Doing nothing became the doorway to help. Faith is not effort, it is calm certainty. Fear agitates, faith steadies. Fear races, faith rests. Fear argues, faith declares once and is silent. Doing nothing is the silence of faith. It is standing so firmly in inner conviction that you no longer feel compelled to shout, beg, or force. The subconscious is moved not by volume, but by certainty. If you can feel your affirmation as true, deeply and vividly, even once, the subconscious accepts it. Once accepted, it is as certain as dawn. The miracle may unfold quietly in stages, but it is already on its way. Rest and let it come. A woman once told me she prayed constantly for love, but only attracted disappointment. I asked, "What do you truly think of yourself?" She admitted, "I feel unworthy, unwanted." Her heart, not her lips, was giving the command, and the subconscious obeyed. I instructed her each night declare once, with conviction, "I am cherished. Divine love surrounds me. I am worthy and wanted." Then do nothing but rest. Within months, her life was filled with harmonious companionship. She neither chased nor begged, she allowed. The miracle came when she stopped contradicting her prayer with fear. Doing nothing is also the antidote to overanalysis. The conscious mind wants to calculate every step and unravel every detail. But the subconscious works best in silence, in darkness, and in secrecy. A seed does not grow under constant digging, it grows when buried in trust. So too with your desires. Stop asking how, stop worrying when. These are weeds in the soil. Say once, "It is done," and release the matter. Infinite intelligence knows the way, often beyond imagination. The miracle appears when you stop demanding control. The law is impartial, it manifests whatever you impress. Plant fear and fear appears. Plant peace and peace appears. Plant lack and lack appears. Plant abundance and abundance appears. It does not weigh morality, worthiness, or circumstance. It simply manifests belief. This is both danger and gift. Careless thoughts build a careless life. Intentional thoughts build a miraculous life. Tonight, you hold that choice. It is not about effort, it is about surrender. What seed will you plant? What belief will you rest upon? A man once told me he longed for opportunity but felt doors closed everywhere. I asked what he affirmed inwardly. He said, "I always think no one wants me. I am always rejected." His faithful subconscious obeyed. I guided him to reverse it. Infinite intelligence opens the perfect door for me. I am welcomed. I am accepted. I am prospered. He affirmed it once and then let it go. Soon after, opportunities appeared, doors opened, and he stepped into a new life. He did not force the door or knock frantically. He did nothing but trust, and the law responded. Sometimes, doing nothing is the most powerful statement you can make. It signals to the infinite, "I know it is already done." When you beg, you reveal doubt. When you chase, you show lack. But when you rest, you declare faith, and faith is always rewarded. The subconscious mind, united with infinite intelligence, cannot resist a conviction calmly held. It will manifest it with precision. So, stand still, believe, and the miracle will follow. Let us reinforce this truth with a simple decree. Speak it quietly, write it down, or whisper it until your heart truly believes. I am worthy, I am guided, I am loved. Divine order governs my life. Infinite intelligence opens every door for me. Miracles flow as I rest and trust. Feel it, believe it, plant it, and then do nothing more. The law has heard, and the law will answer. Each time you surrender a burden, you create space for the infinite to act in your life. But as long as you cling to it, the law cannot work freely. The subconscious is a faithful servant awaiting clear orders. Give it fear, and it builds fear. Give it doubt, and it creates obstacles. But release a problem with faith, declare it solved, and it is handled. The subconscious accepts that order and begins orchestrating the solution. Doing nothing does not mean inactivity, it means issuing a single, confident command and then stepping aside. It is refusing to sabotage your decree with restless repetition. The moment you let go, the machinery of the infinite begins to move. I once knew a student desperate for financial stability. She worried daily about bills and muttered, "I'll never make it. I'm drowning." Her subconscious heard the muttering, not the prayer, and faithfully reproduced lack. I advised her, stop repeating poverty. Say once, "Infinite supply sustains me. Abundance flows through me now. I am richly blessed." Say it before sleep, mean it, and then rest. Do nothing more. She followed this faithfully. In time, opportunities opened, resources arrived, and her life transformed. She later said, "The miracle came when I finally stopped worrying." Miracles do not depend on effort, they appear when you surrender. Doing nothing is also key to healing. A man paralyzed by fear of illness came to me, trembling. "Every symptom frightens me. Every pain feels like the end," he said. I asked what he affirmed at night. He replied, "I always think I am sick. I am weak." I instructed him, "Reverse it. Say once I am whole. The healing presence of God flows through me now. Every cell obeys divine order. Say it, feel it, then rest. Do nothing more." He practiced faithfully. Strength returned, symptoms vanished, and health replaced fear. Healing did not come through anxious effort, but through releasing fear and resting in life. The subconscious thrives on finality. Half-hearted attempts create confusion. If you declare, "I am prosper self," then argue with yourself, the subconscious receives mixed signals. but declare with certainty once, leave it, and it begins working. This is why you must not uproot your affirmation to check its progress. Plant it once, nurture it with feeling, and let it be. The subconscious never forgets, never delays, and never fails. It delivers exactly what you leave undisturbed. A woman prayed daily for love, but always faced disappointment. I asked, "What do you truly believe about yourself?" She admitted, "I think I am unwanted." That belief was her real affirmation. I gave her new words: I am loved, I am cherished, I am surrounded by divine harmony. She was to say it once before sleep and release it. Months later, her life overflowed with friendship and affection. The miracle came not from forcing it, but from stopping fear and trusting. Doing nothing but believing allowed her subconscious to deliver love. The law is impartial. It builds whatever you impress upon it: fear or faith, resentment or forgiveness, lack or abundance. Idle words are seeds too. Every "I can't," "I never," "I won't" is a decree, and the subconscious obeys impartially. The same law makes positive words powerful. Say, "I am guided, I am safe, I am supplied." These words are seeds, and the harvest is inevitable. Doing nothing means stopping interference. Stop pulling at the seed, stop contradicting it, stop watering weeds. Only the good seed grows, and the law ensures the harvest. Scripture says, "Be anxious for nothing. In everything by prayer and thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God." Thanksgiving is another form of doing nothing. It signals, "I know it is already done." When you give thanks in advance, you seal the prayer, and the subconscious accepts it as complete. Gratitude is faith. Worry is doubt. Gratitude nourishes the seed. Worry uproots it. Which will you choose tonight? If you want to witness miracles, choose gratitude. Speak your thanks once, then remain still. The infinite thrives in stillness, for stillness is faith embodied. I tell you plainly, the moment you let go, the miracle begins. The moment you stop rehearsing fear, the path opens. The moment you stop arguing with appearances, the law starts working. You do not need to plan the outcome, only believe in it. The infinite handles the design, the subconscious manages the expression. Your role is to impress and release. Doing nothing after impressing demonstrates the highest confidence in the law, and the law, impartial and faithful, always rewards confidence. Seal this truth with an affirmation. Say quietly with me, "I release my burdens. I trust divine order. Infinite intelligence works for me now. I am healed. I am abundance. I am love." Miracles unfold as I rest in peace. Write it, whisper it, believe it, let it sink deep, then do nothing more. The seed is planted, the harvest is certain. The world may call it coincidence when everything aligns, but in a universe governed by law, coincidence does not exist. What is often called luck is simply the subconscious executing its orders precisely. What seems accidental is the unseen hand of infinite intelligence arranging details beyond your view. Declare once with conviction, then release. Allow the law to work freely. Doors open, people appear, timing aligns, not by chance but by correspondence. Life reflects what you plant in silence. The still soul sees miracles, the restless soul sees struggle. The law never fails, it is disturbed only by fear. A man once told me his life had been one of constant rejection, opportunities closed, ventures failed. I asked, "What do you affirm of yourself when no one listens?" He replied, "I always think I'm not good enough." That was his hidden command, and his subconscious obeyed faithfully. I gave him new words: "I am worthy. Infinite intelligence opens every door for me. I am accepted now." I told him, "Say it once each night, mean it, then let it go. Do nothing else." Over time, the pattern reversed. Invitations arrived, opportunities opened, success appeared. The world had not changed. His subconscious had received a new instruction, and the law expressed it. Doing nothing is not neglect. It is trust. It is saying, "I will not water weeds. I will not speak fear into being. I will not contradict my own prayer. It is choosing silence when doubt wants to shout, holding peace when fear wants to argue, and walking calmly knowing the invisible is already working in your favor. The subconscious requires no reminders, no struggle, only a clear decree. Once given, the work begins. Your only risk is cancelling it through contradiction. Speak, then rest, affirm, then release. The law needs your permission, not your interference. A woman once told me she begged God nightly for healing, yet her illness persisted. I asked, "What do you think after praying?" She admitted, "I always wonder if it will get worse." That wondering was her real prayer, and her subconscious obeyed. I advised, stop begging and start declaring. Say once, "I am whole now. Divine health fills me." Believe it, then do nothing but rest. She followed this. Slowly, her illness faded, health returned. Healing came not from more prayer, but from praying once in faith and leaving fear behind. The seed was finally left in peace to grow. The conscious mind wants proof before belief. The subconscious demands belief before proof. Waiting to see before believing leads to endless waiting. Believing before seeing brings swift results. This is the paradox of faith. Doing nothing is not passivity, it is living by law, not appearance. Appearances change, law does not. Trust appearances, and you will be tossed like a ship in a storm. Trust the law, and you stand calm while storms pass. The subconscious builds what you believe. Believe the storm, live in the storm. Believe in peace, live in peace. Choose carefully what you plant undisturbed in the soil of your soul. A student once said, "I repeat affirmations all day, but nothing changes." I explained repeating is unnecessary if you truly believe. One strong impression of faith outweighs 1,000 repetitions of doubt. The subconscious listens to feeling, not frequency. If you feel it, it is enough. Speak less, believe more, and trust. The miracle lies not in the many words, but in the stillness that follows them. Doing nothing also means withdrawing attention from the problem. The more attention you give to an obstacle, the more real it becomes in your subconscious. But when you focus on the solution instead, the obstacle begins to vanish. This is why Scripture advises, lift up your eyes. Turn them away from fear, from scarcity, from illness. Fix your gaze on harmony, abundance, and peace. State once that it is yours, then step back and rest. The subconscious will handle the rest. It has already received its instructions. You cannot stare at weeds and expect roses to bloom. You must plant roses, lift your eyes, and allow the garden to grow. Tonight, I tell you, miracles are not rare, they are constant, waiting to appear the moment fear no longer blocks them. The law is faithful, infinite intelligence is generous. The subconscious is obedient. Your role is minimal: plant the seed and then do nothing. Leave the rest to the law. This is the path of peace, certainty, and effortless miracles. Stand still and witness life's faithfulness. Affirm this truth: I am worthy, I am whole, I am supplied. Divine love surrounds me. Divine order governs me. Infinite intelligence works for me. Release struggle and miracles flow easily. Whisper it, write it, let it sink deep. Tonight the seed is planted, tomorrow the harvest will appear. Every desire carries within it the power of fulfillment. Yet that power is blocked the moment fear takes hold. The subconscious does not respond to desperation, it responds to conviction. Saying, "I must have this, I cannot live without it," impresses lack. But calmly stating, "It is mine now by divine order," impresses abundance. Doing nothing afterward proves your belief, showing the subconscious that you trust the law enough to rest. Panic cancels your own decree, while calm demonstrates faith.